there's a good possibility that they may end up deleting my channel, or I might get canceled after this one.
I'm here for it. What's up?
This one I had to go down in the archives. We'll definitely put it on Patreon just in case it goes missing. But ultimately, I have to tell the truth.
Okay.
I gotta tell a lot of truths, really. One of the truths being, I never know why people are staring at me.
I do.
Why?
Because you're clearly working and you're wearing sunglasses inside.
But that's just this morning. I'm just saying in general.
I get it too. Or maybe you just think they are.
No, I know, because I watch them watch. No, I don't look at them like this, but I'm
I would
aware.
say in Montana, you're like the only black person I've seen since we've been here, except for one lady who's staying here.
I use reflections in storefront windows and all sorts of things to watch people.
Oh, I know.
Especially the ones that want to run up behind you, like those 3 or 4 people
Stay at the park.
Yeah, that was. I know they were getting out of the way of the vehicle, but it was very strange. I think you should give everybody their social distancing space.
Or just common courtesy space. If you've ever seen Dirty Dancing, my space, your space. You don't go in my space, I don't go in your space. That's how it works.
I don't know if it is because I stand out. I don't know if it's because, now here's the other thing. Celebrity status, right?
Everybody thinks you're James Harden, who's
No. It's not James Harden. There's some UFC fighter that somebody mentioned.
Okay.
I resemble somebody from a video game, God of War or something.
Okay.
Maybe that's it. And also, I walk around holding a tripod and a microphone.
And when the tripod's closed, it looks like a beat up stick. So
that's what the old guy said at the Grant Hotel in Moose Jaw.
Yeah.
He said, he sees me setting this thing up, or I was actually holding it, about to set it up, and he goes, what is that? I said, it's a tripod, it's a selfie stick. He goes, no, it's a stick for beating up old bald white guys. That's what he.
Oh, that's how the Logan guy started the conversation?
I said, well, it's multi-purpose. But honestly, I don't know. But I do have sunglasses on because I don't feel as though I'm awake yet.
Oh, me either, but we're still here doing this, so.
Like my eyes are just, they'll tell the story of, you're sleepy. You're tired.
Well, it didn't help that the people above us, for some reason, at 3 o'clock in the morning, decided they wanted to have a stomping party.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I heard the ones at the headboard.
Oh, that too.
Banging on, not like banging like.
I was about to say the same thing.
Not,
Yeah.
Getting them
Definitely
cheeks
making
clapped.
noise.
It was like they were just tapping on something, like they were hanging paintings or something.
I have no idea. And then the fan for the AC was supposed to be on.
Oh yeah, you got up
night
at one point and you started messing with some buttons.
Because it kept turning off, and I'm like, you had one job. Why aren't you doing your job? Because when it turns off, it's super, super quiet, and you can hear everything. And I was like, no, I need the noise back.
Well, it's our last night here, so that's a plus.
I don't know, I like this place.
In regard to the situation with the air conditioning not doing its job overnight, this place is nice. Nice and loud. That's like that moment.
She has a flower in her hair.
That's like that moment from Men in Black where Will Smith drags that table across the room and you're just like.
Yeah, that's true.
No, the place is nice. Hey, there's a train outside.
Hey, there is a train outside, right out back.
It's right there.
Look, that's the one that was parked at Glacier.
Right outside the park. It's right there. It's going at slow speed. You could jump on that. That's that train that you could jump on and like catch a ride to.
Yeah. It's a BNSF.
Wherever.
Is that the end of it? Oh, that's the end of it. Yeah, because that's what the first part we saw yesterday. You said, look at those little wooden grates, and I'm like, I think they're metal, but there were some wooden ones, and then
we have a lot of content, video recording footage to share from yesterday, which is there's so much.
And then today, the kid and I get to do some stuff.
There's so much. The place is nice. It's a whole lot nicer than I expected. I've never stayed at a lodge before.
The employees are all really nice and helpful.
This is independently owned. I don't know if you saw the sign back there somewhere.
I did. It's on the left-hand side behind the desk.
Independently owned. There's pride in ownership here.
They have coffee 24 hours a day.
But they also have really high prices tonight.
Yes.
This is why we're leaving and going somewhere that is going to be about 33% or about 66% cheaper.
Oh, I figured out why it's 66% cheaper. It used our one key money. Without our one key money, it still would have been $300-something a night. And I was like, "Are you?"
Oh wow!
kidding me?
So that means the
Everything
Holiday
here-
Inn Express would have been like $500-something
Yes,
a night.
after tax, it would have been 502. Everything has gone up tonight. I don't know
You
what.
gotta ask them.
What's
There's
about
a
to
horse.
happen.
There's a horse thing that they mentioned, right?
There's
There's a horse
probably
thing
What's happening today? this
and
weekend.
something else
Yeah.
that's going on that has made this place
Busy. and
unbelievably
expensive.
expensive.
This whole city.
Ridiculous. But it's a nice place. It's a nice place.
Good breakfast.
We are in.
Kalispell.
We are in. Is this Kalispell?
It is.
Really? Okay, Kalispell is bigger than I originally thought.
Yeah, this is the edge of it. And then where we had dinner the first night is in there. Where we're staying tonight will be in there.
I was gonna pull up Montana because
I can't see that far in my eyes.
you know, I guess you have to have the ranking because everywhere can't be the best.
No.
But according to SouthwestJournal.com, the 10 most riskiest places to reside in Montana for 2023 include Billings, Ronan, Helena, Polson, Havar. I think I'm saying that correctly. Havar, Cutbank, Great
Passed it
Falls, Missoula, Wolf Point, and East Helena.
Remember when we
Now-
were driving, you're like, "Oh, look, it's the cutback." It was on the way here.
Oh, okay. Was that the one with the dogs?
The Podunky area.
That
I don't
place-
want to say Podunky, but like that's what
It was kind of sketch. It was kind of sketch. And that was right after we got out of Kevin area. And we were wondering, like, what do people do out here? Why are they here? Those are the people that probably work in those areas that were like, you know, how do you convince people to do this? And it was pretty sketch. Now, odds are these areas, let's see, Billings, situated along the Yellowstone River in south central Montana. Billings is a key metropolis in a largely rural state with its breathtaking natural surroundings and numerous cultural hotspots such as Yellowstone Art Museum and the Western Heritage Center. It has its share of allure. However, it also ranks as Montana's most dangerous city due to its elevated property crime rates, which include burglaries, robberies, and auto thefts. Alarmingly, the city of 110,000 also experienced 14 homicides in the past year. So, what we can gather here is that obviously the more populated urban areas are going to be more riskier, dangerous than the secluded rural areas,
Yeah, where
right?
people know everybody and they're like, "Bob, why are you breaking into my car?"
However, it's also by percentage of population. When you
Yeah.
think about it, 14 homicides in a year out of 110,000 population is
That's
relatively
pretty
high.
large. Yeah.
That's relatively high. You know, it all needs to be taken into perspective with a grain of salt. Nowhere is perfect.
No.
But this area here seems to be pretty nice. But I'm sure it still has its fair share of problems from time to time. But at the same time, you need to be smart. You got to be careful. You got to protect yourself. In no way is this going to be similar to Chicago, which apparently Chicago isn't really the most dangerous place in America.
What was it that St. Louis which was it Detroit or St. Louis that came in number one?
It's like, all right,
I don't remember.
Chicago, let's just say Chicago. People will make broad blanket statements, generalizations, assumptions, repeat the telephone game, hearsay. I'm not saying Chicago's was great, you know, where, you know, you can just leave your front door and locked.
Oh no.
But people will just come up with these generalities, and they will continue on. Like, you know what? Ford is the best truck ever.
Have you taken anything into consideration when it comes to Chevy or Dodge or literally anybody
But
else?
people will
But
they'll
not
run,
Honda.
they'll
Honda
run off.
stupid.
And can you really quantify that? Not really. Not really.
Not really. Not really.
Now, granted, you can compare numbers and stats and sales figures and reliability.
But most people that are commenting aren't doing any of that.
And the same with these cities, like in Chicago. You can compare stats, numbers, death rates, homicides, this, that, and the other. However, how do you make the ranking? Is it by total? Is it by percentage of population?
Mm-hmm.
Is it by, some other metric?
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's another area that often flies under the radar. But again, this is every state.
Mm-hmm.
And Tennessee is no different.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee's dangerous cities list includes Memphis, which kind of goes without saying, but a place called Dyersburg, which I've never heard of
and that's
before.
number one.
Never heard of before. I bet you if we were to run through the list of the number one ranked most dangerous, riskiest cities in America, most lists would include cities people never heard of. Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't gain enough attention. Chicago's a metropolis.
Yeah.
Chicago is where it quite possibly had one of the most busiest international airports outside of Dallas-Fort Worth or Atlanta International or LAX.
Yeah.
So Chattanooga's on the list, Nashville, Kingsport, Knoxville, Crossville, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, Clarksville. I've been to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've been to 7 out of 10.
I was going to say Crossville is where they just built that new Buc-ee's that we went to.
I've been to 7 out of 10.
For it to be a dangerous city, for them to put a Buc-ee's in there.
And I'd say that they're really no more dangerous than anywhere else.
Yeah.
You just got to be smart.
Yeah, don't be stupid. Don't walk around by yourself at night if you're a woman unprepared and
especially if you're an attractive
attention.
woman. Especially if you're an attractive woman.
Yeah.
That could be a problem. That could be a real problem. But if you're not, then maybe you ain't got nothing to worry about. But more importantly, I need to tell you guys the truth about some things that I've been seeing here recently. And number one being scams.
So many of them.
Scams and scammers. They're back, by the way.
Which ones? The bank ones, the phone ones, your Amazon account's been hacked. You must type in all your information here to get it open. That one?
There's a lot of them. But they're back on my channel.
Oh, the bot ones. Oh, I know. I saw on your last video the one that I'm so glad I invested my blah, 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 blah. And then it comes with the 30 replies immediately about crypto and talk to Dr. or something Kim or something John. And it's like,
they're
why
back.
are people spending money to make those fake whatevers?
Hopefully the coffee's good at the next hotel too.
I was about to say, I like this coffee. I thought you were saying this one isn't good. No, I like this.
No, this one's good. I like it. I may go get me my own coffee maker. I may get my little French press. I'll be a barista at home.
Well, we have the drip from in the van.
For the pour over, you get a percolator. It's time
Like
for the
that song,
percolator. It's time for the percolator. But the scammers are back, right? And I just want everybody to know, I want everybody to be aware that they're trying to target people by one, pretending to be me, impersonating me. And if you want to make sure, well, number one, I will never ask for your money. I will never try to invest money for you. I don't want anything to do with it, okay? But if you want to make sure that you are communicating with me, then contact me through the information links provided in the description below. Do not engage in the comments. And I'll tell you this right now. It's not because I don't like to, but I do it almost out of protection. And I don't reply to comments.
Yeah, because then they know that if there is a reply, it's definitely not you. I mean, that's the way it is. Me, though, I reply. So then I get the ones who comment or email me, did you reply back because I got this? And I'm like, if you knew to email me, then you should know that that's also not my comments. Like,
Trust your gut. Trust your gut.
yeah,
But I don't reply to comments, and then it's like, well, Kevin never replies. If you know, then you know. If you know, you know. Kevin never replies. Now, granted, I think I had 2 replies last week. One was for Sarah, and one was for somebody else. I don't remember exactly who, but they know. And it might have just been like a thumbs up or something. You know, not like contact me so you can make a lot of money. Like,
yeah, none of that.
you know, can you tell me how to invest my? My life's changed ever since I started making $79,000 a day after I started talking to Gray. It's like,
That's not how that
really?
works. Yeah.
My life's changed, so I'm trolling the comments, telling everybody how I made $79,000 a day.
Yeah.
I'd be
you
on a
should
beach.
totally reach out on Telegram.
I'd be on a private beach somewhere. Y'all never find me.
Do you know how many Squirrel Tribe are on Telegram? There's like 15. You know who's not on Telegram? The actual Squirrel Tribe. Just so everybody's fully aware. And there's nothing you can do about them once they're over there. It's not like you can report them as not being yours if you don't have your own.
But then there's also another safety measure, protection, is why I don't, that Chris shared with me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to discuss that here, but that's why.
Yeah,
So-
I have to be careful because sometimes I'll go to reply and the platform will be like, "Are you sure you want to say that?" And I'm like, "No, I'm sure this
I'm
is
sure
what
I
I
want
want
to say
say."
that, but y'all don't want me to say that.
Yeah.
Y'all won't let me say that.
There's
Restriction,
definitely a lot of
suppression,
restrictions on
censorship. That's
whether
why.
it's comments, whether it's videos, whether it's titles, even like there's so many things they don't want you to say.
That's
They
why.
won't let people comment on certain things. They won't let me reply to people's comments.
That's why Patreon is so important.
Yeah.
Come on over. When you're there, you know it's us.
Oh yeah.
There's no
you know.
there's no other way.
Yeah.
There's no other way. Yeah, but those crypto links in the comments, come on, guys.
Don't fall for it.
There are better ways to lose your money. Far more enjoyable ways to lose your money than giving it away to some rando on the internet through some BTC exchange, okay?
Yeah.
You're not getting anything back. You're not going to get a return on your investment. You just don't do it.
It's not gonna happen.
If you're smart enough to understand how to use crypto,
Then you're smart enough to know that that's a scam. in the
gotta be.
comments.
You gotta be.
You gotta be. You gotta be.
There's also impersonations of me on Instagram, so beware of that.
There.
Same rules apply. I don't want your money. I don't want your money. I ultimately want you to be better off. I want you to be. I want to bring you guys the information to help you, but I don't want to do it for you. So I'm not asking for your money. There's no investment connection. Somebody even said, Kevin, what you're proposing is a scam, and I've seen this done before, and people don't get any money back. And I'm thinking to myself, I didn't propose anything. So at the time I was thinking, well, maybe they misunderstood what I was saying. But now I realize they were probably replying to a
scam.
fake Kevin.
Yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes way more sense.
That makes way more sense. But if you ever look at this content that I create, the poll questions that I ask, I mean, it's mainly for trying to gain a better grasp and ability to reach you all for improving your life and situation. I put up a poll the other day. Question being, do you feel happy right now? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, good. Yes.
Do I feel awake? No. Am I happy though? Yes.
And I received not only votes, responses, but I also received some comments. Can you see that? Can you read that?
I voted no because it's hot, no air conditioning, no washer dryer, only tub wash, working hard, not enough preps, no gold, no money, running my bleep off, no savings. I make the
Can you read that again?
running my bleep off,
Back up. You said working hard, not enough preps.
working hard, not enough.
Now this is not a jab at you, but this is an exercise because I know that this happens in real life to my titles and thumbnails and videos, perhaps even what I say. So you said working hard, not enough preps.
No gold, No man. I read no money, didn't I? Yep. No man running my, well, I am squint reading, so there's that. No man running my bleep off, no savings. I make the best wage, but I have to skimp and budget to survive. No vacation ever, no cable, no steak, no nails, no haircuts, no new clothing. Genetic
I think it's generic.
Yeah,
I think that
generic
probably
options,
means.
yeah. Car payments, insurance, high rental, trailer trash. Shall I keep going? I do love Jesus and I have what I need to survive. Hashtag Trump 2024.
I feel as though there's a lot to unpack here.
I agree.
You want to start? Or shall I?
Well, I'm going to sound like an ass if I start.
And this should be interesting. Go ahead. But let's just put it out there in the open. You're not trying to be an ass.
No, I'm not trying
You're
to
just
be an
saying
ass.
you may sound like an ass.
one. So she says, I make the best wage, but she has to skimp and budget to survive. No vacation ever, no cable, no steak, no nails, no haircut. But she says, car payments, insurance, high rental, trailer trash. Shall I keep going? So here's my question. She's saying everything she can't afford and can't have, but we don't know what she is spending on what she does have. Is she living on a Honda Civic budget but is driving a Ferrari? Is she have an insurance package that is like the most expensive one humanly possible and she hasn't bothered to look to see if there's a cheaper one? High rental, trailer trash. Is she saying that where she lives is super high rent, but she's calling herself trailer trash? I don't understand that one there, but are there not options for a cheaper place to live? So, I mean, I have a lot of questions.
Cheaper, affordable housing right now is a struggle. And if you find cheaper, affordable housing, then in turn, you're probably going to find lower wage, which then it's like, we have to compare the data and quantify it and not just say, oh, housing is cheap here. Okay, housing is cheap here, but you also make 25% of what everyone else makes everywhere else.
Yeah.
Whereas like, oh, this place is, a lot of homicides. Yeah, but population is like 20 million,
Yeah.
It's like.
Then my next question, I always wonder, and this is why I'm going to sound like an ass when I say this, I always wonder, do the people that comment these things, do they smoke cigarettes? And the reason I say that is at $11 a pack, and most people go through a pack a day, if not more, that adds up over time.
I'm going to say they probably smoking something. I'm just going to say it. Look, if this is a description of your life, odds are you have some sort of vice. I'm just going to make that general assumption.
Whether it's smoking, drinking, gambling, I feel like maybe possibly. And again, we don't know you, and I don't know how you work. And I also, maybe you have 4 kids and that's why you can't afford more than that. Maybe you're paying off student loans. Maybe you're doing more that's not mentioned here. But based off the picture, she doesn't seem old.
Well, we don't know if that's really her picture.
That's true. That's true.
Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, okay?
But my other question is always, if you feel like you're part of the have-nots, are you literally doing everything you can to get out of that? I worked 3 jobs. I mean, I literally slept two hours a day for like the longest time when we had a kid, just to like save money and stuff like that. Do other people do that? Or do they work the one job for 6 hours or 8 hours a day and then do nothing and then complain that they don't have more?
It's interesting because it says, I voted no because it's hot. No air conditioning, no washer dryer, only tub wash. And there's actually, I watched a channel on YouTube of a woman who lives in a cabin by herself somewhere, and she has no heat besides a wood burning stove. She has no air conditioning. She has no kitchen sink. She has no washer and dryer.
But that's how most of these people are off grid, where everybody's saying you need to be.
Yet that's what she prefers. Yet she makes a substantial amount of money from the content that she creates. Yeah. It's interesting how, to some, that is a part of the problem, and why you're unhappy, and to others, they intentionally move towards that to be happy.
To be happy, to say, well, I don't have to pay for the electric bill that you get running your AC and washer and dryer and heat or whatever else. And I get a little extra physical workout by washing my clothes this way, and they smell better because I'm hanging them up. Well, it depends on where you are. Some of the air outside smells real bad right now, but you know what I'm saying? But
So,
it just depends on how you want to look at things. If you're looking at your life from a look what they have and I don't, of course you're never going to be happy. If you're looking at your life from a, hey, you know what? I might not have this, but look what I do have, you're going to be happier.
speaking of that, if you're a content creator and you're looking at other channels saying, look at what they have and I don't, you're never going to be happy.
Yeah, stop it.
Because you never really know what anybody has. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look what they have and I don't. They're driving around in a brand new 2023 GMC Denali Black.
Well, they live in a tent behind it because they have nothing else.
But they're stressed out.
Yeah.
They have to work a lot. They're afraid that they're, miss a payment, whatever. You don't know that. You don't know that.
Yeah.
Or, he's the lead technical director for GMC and this is a company vehicle and it's a perk of the job.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't know.
You never know what's going on with anybody.
You just don't know that. It's like Harry Mack.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Mack, he pulls up to this, he's at, Harry Mack, he runs around on YouTube and TikTok asking people how they got the exotic cars that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes up to this guy and he goes, hey man, really cool car. How do you afford one of these? And the driver just like looks at him with this blank stare. It's like, the passenger goes, he doesn't speak much English. He goes, oh man, I was just trying to figure out, I got a channel, I'm on TikTok, I'm trying to show people how to get, these hypercars. And how did you do it? He goes, well, he's Horatio Pagani.
Yeah.
He made the car.
Yeah, that'll do every time.
You just don't know.
You said Harry Mack, and I thought that was the rapper guy that G likes to watch.
I said Harry Mack, and it is Daniel Mack. Okay. I think it's Daniel Mack.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Maybe that's a popular. Maybe if you're gonna make a YouTube channel, make it something Mac, and you'll be successful. But the question is really working hard.
Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to figure out if that rapper's name is Harry Mack. Yeah, it is. He's the freestyle guy who does if you. This is totally off topic, but you've got to go watch Harry Mack on YouTube.
It's hot. I got no air conditioner, no washer.
He says, "Give me 3 words," and then he'll rap and he'll move them in there, and it is genius. And he's like spitting off the top of his head. It is absolutely.
It's unreal. Now the gentleman behind me, he is vacuuming the entrance of the vestibule here.
Over here in a second.
And is he working hard?
To him, he might be.
My question is, what constitutes working hard?
It's going to be different for everybody.
If you, for instance, sit at a desk somewhere and you are a stockbroker and you invest people's money, win or lose, you make money. In comparison to someone out there living on an oil rig somewhere, putting in 14-hour shifts.
Yeah.
Firefighters risking their lives. Military soldiers out there being deployed for God knows what reasons. Would you then say that the stockbroker sitting in his comfy chair working 4 hours a day is working hard?
No.
But is he not?
It's not that he's not. It's just from a different perspective. And everybody's perspective on things will be different. And unless you're in that perspective, you can't really fully understand it, I think.
Not enough preps.
I don't know what that means. If she's trying to say, food piled up, if she's trying to say money in the bank, if she's trying to say,
Can you ever have enough preps?
No, because you never know what you're prepping for.
For instance, let's just replace preps with money. Because ultimately, in order to have preps, more than likely you're going to need money.
Yeah.
So let's just say not enough money. And we look at, in comparison, we look at movie stars, athletes, major CEOs like Jeff Bezos, Tim Cook, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, anybody really who's got a lot of money. Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger. What do they do? Michael Jordan, LeBron James.
They make smart financial choices.
What do they do every day? they continue to make more money. So would they ever say that they have enough?
No. Because enough for what? That's the thing.
I'd be willing to bet if we were to pick one out of that list, maybe Jeff Bezos.
Would say he has enough.
Only because he has stated that he wants to give away a majority of his wealth before he passes on.
Only because he doesn't want his ex-wife to get it. I'll say there's a difference. It's not that he wants to do something good. He just doesn't want his ex to get it.
Oh, man, that's funny. That's kind of like Amber Heard. It's like...
Gosh, what a train wreck.
But you said you were going to donate the money to the charity.
What you should have done was use that money to go get some acting classes.
Good Lord.
Poor thing. Poor thing.
No gold. No gold. I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me ask you this question: if this is in fact your comment, and you had gold, how would that change any of this?
It might give her a sense of security if it needed to be sold in the future to maintain a bill or afford something. It's like a savings account. It's that little nest, that little fallback that you know is there. But then the downside is too many people will remember it's there and then fall back on it, and instead of work harder to not need to fall back on it. Do you know what I mean? Which is why when I was younger, my dumbass, I had my checking and savings combined, and every month I would send a certain amount to savings. And then when my checking got low, I go, oh, I remember I just have stuff in savings. So instead of, trying to pick up more hours, I would just pull over from my savings, and then my savings never had anything in it because I had that fallback sitting right there. So then when we got together, I was like, I can't do that shit anymore. So I made it so that I did not have the ability to, my savings is in a different bank, my checking is in a different bank. That way I could not just transfer it over with the little push of a button. So I had to make smarter choices for myself in order to maintain what I was working hard for. If that makes sense.
Budgeting, financial, let's just say financial responsibility, challenging, and isn't a common and naturally taught skill, especially in school.
I was gonna say in school it's not really taught, and if it's not something that's talked about at home growing up, you're not gonna notice it either. And so you get old enough to be on your own, you don't know how to manage your money because it wasn't something that was a discussion before. And
now we've got instances like certain parts of California, which I came across a video today that said, do not visit San Francisco. A little short. Do not visit San Francisco. It showed you every reason why you would not want to visit San Francisco.
Did it show any reasons why you would want to visit San Francisco?
No, not at all. However, we have been to San Francisco, and I would probably tell people don't go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we saw it.
I would probably tell people don't go.
I have no desire to go back ever in life.
There are certain parts of California that I like, but I would say I don't think you really need to go to San Francisco. San Francisco's doing all that it can to make sure people don't want to go to San Francisco. Meanwhile, their leader at the top wants to run for president. A little concerning.
It's like if you can run an entire state into the crapper, why do you think we want to give you the whole country?
A little concerning. Grain of salt, though. A lot of this country's wealthiest live in California, or at least have property in California.
Yeah, because of the view.
But they also have multiple properties, so when it's time to bug out, when it's time for them to go gray, they can go anywhere, in or out of the country. Now, here's an interesting one. No man. Why?
I don't see why that's.
Is that for sexual reasons? Is that for the physical enjoyment? Is that for the security? Is that for opening jars and reaching things from high shelves?
You're an idiot, but I love you so much. But also,
is that for killing spiders?
Open stuff for me and reach stuff for me. So.
The no man. I'm surprised that it says no man. I'm surprised that the M in man is capital. That grammar and punctuation really stands out to me. I'm surprised that it says no. It doesn't say no partner, no significant other, no single. That one really intrigues me.
So would you like how you said running my bleep off?
If this is a situation, right? If we want to read it, take it for face value, as bad as it is, does that also make it really, really hard for a relationship to last? Or last? So if you're going into the situation in a relationship and the relationship falls apart, you break up, divorce, whatever it may be. If you're in this if you're in this situation, you can't start a relationship, or maybe you're afraid to, or you're ashamed, or
Well, because I think a lot of people who might be in a situation that sounds like this one feel like they can only get with somebody who's in the same sort of situation. And how does that help you elevate?
So
how does that
anyone
move you up?
better than that
They
would
may
be
feel
like
is
a Pretty Woman situation, and
the prostitute and the
not the
businessman.
prostitute, but it's like two
But I mean,
worlds,
that's what it
two
was.
different worlds.
Yeah, two different worlds.
And then the biggest problem would be your own psyche, thoughts, opinions, more than likely negatively against yourself.
Yeah.
But the moment someone outside of that reminds you,
Especially if you're in the relationship together.
or at least not reminds you, but tries to throw it in your face, that's going to be the biggest challenge.
Well, remember, you didn't even have a washer and dryer. Thanks to me, you can at least wash your clothes.
No.
That kind of thing?
Not the other part of the relationship.
Okay.
Outsiders.
Oh, that too.
Outsiders.
I was thinking in the relationship, because you don't want to get into a relationship with somebody who
no, you're
says they
right.
want to
You're
help
right
you,
about that
and
one.
then it's, well, that's my washer and dryer then, and then you're back to.
You're right about that.
You know what I mean?
It's like putting your name on the milk carton in the refrigerator. It's mine.
That's mine.
You mark the line every day.
Yeah. It's a weird kind of relationship.
We don't do that.
No.
Because I don't drink milk.
Cartons. Yeah. Maybe the orange juice, but I fix everything. I pour everything, so I know what's what.
I don't drink milk unless I want to have a
Really
diuretic
bad.
explosion.
Yeah. And I don't want to clean that toilet, so I don't buy the milk.
Running my bleep off, no savings. I make the best wage, but I have to skimp and budget to survive. No vacation ever. No cable. No
So it
steak.
sounds like literally
no nails. No haircuts.
Working
No
to only
new
pay for
clothing. Generic options. Car payments.
So you're working only to pay for your car and the place you live.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't need cable.
Oh no, I mean we have it, but only because
Complaining that you don't have
internet,
cable,
which is stupid.
or including that in the list of reasons why you're not happy. Be happy that you don't have cable. You don't need cable.
You don't need cable.
And obviously you don't need cable because you had the ability to reply
That's what I was gonna
and
say.
vote here. So you have some sort of internet connectivity, which means you have the ability to watch content.
Which means you also have the ability to use the internet to your advantage to make money.
Bingo. That one's going to rub some people the wrong way, I know.
But that's fine.
But we're just being real, being
Yeah.
honest, okay?
If you have the time to watch hours of YouTube, you also have the time to do more work for yourself.
Do you know that there are people that create content on YouTube pretending to be in these situations?
Oh yes.
And making a killing from it while
Yes.
people in these situations watch content on YouTube and engage and vote and comment on situations, not realizing that, hey, there is an opportunity out there.
There was that one chick who I will not.
Oh yeah, well she got.
Who pretended to be homeless the entire time, but
now I
but
think
because
she
threw in
was.
religion and stuff,
I
people
think
loved
she
her.
was homeless. I
On
think she
purpose.
was living in a car.
On
I think
purpose.
she was everything she said. However, I think she wasn't broke and poor.
No, not at all.
I don't think she was broke and poor. I think she was without a home.
Purposefully.
Yes.
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Yes. She said, you know what? Right now, living in your car is huge on YouTube. Let me go ahead and jump into this money stream. And that's what she did.
Yeah. Nomadic introvert.
No, that's not the channel.
Nomadic introvert is not who you're talking about, but she is a YouTuber. She shared her story. I think she sold her house. She bought a van. She was living in a car. She bought a van. She travels, this, that, and the other. She is technically, yes.
Yeah, I like her
She is
stuff.
technically homeless.
Technically homeless.
She is technically homeless.
But she's got really
Nikki
good stuff.
Delventhal is technically homeless.
Also like Nikki Delventhal.
Kara and Nate, technically homeless, but they're not pretending to be broken poor, and I think that's where she
Yeah.
made a huge mistake, and also
She really turned me off of watermelons for a very long time.
And also she misrepresented her identity. People
All kinds of
people
stuff.
found her out. She had a criminal record. Like
All kinds of stuff.
There was some crazy stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shall I keep going? Question mark, question mark, question mark. You can. If you I encourage you to keep going. If this helps you get it out.
Oh yeah.
And
no, I
vent.
agree.
And maybe then have it written in front of you, and then you put your eyes on it. Now we can begin. How about let's do this? We got an entire list here of all the reasons why you're not happy. Let's make a list of reasons why you are happy, or why you could be happy, or what would make you happy. Let's make a list of reasons of those. Let's make a list of reasons on how to accomplish this. I do love Jesus, and I have what I need to survive.
So
Hashtag Trump 2024. Look. Maybe I got to touch on that Trump thing in just a moment, but let's make a list of all the good. Let's make a list of the things you want to improve. Let's make a list of the things that'll get you there, and we will begin to manifest that life that you want, that you deserve, opposed to only focusing on everything that's wrong and that's keeping you unhappy. Now, I do want to throw this out here. I want to throw this out. Hashtag Trump 2024.
It's funny you say that as my phone goes off right here with a news alert about Trump.
I do love Jesus, and Jesus loves you. I have what I need to survive, which is obvious because we're having this conversation based on your survival and being around to make this post and this comment, vote in this poll questionnaire. And I'm not trying to put this on a religious
Spin.
Like challenge here, but I do want to talk about this hashtag Trump 2024. Do you believe that Trump 2024, in essence of what it means, ultimately being elected for a second term as president, non-consecutive term as president of the United States of America, will improve your situation?
Will it suddenly get you a washer and dryer, suddenly get you AC and heating, suddenly get you gold and
a man
and savings and cable?
The thing about that man is, if you get a man, are you going to be happy? If you get a bad man,
see,
he's a bad man. Mama, there goes that man.
There goes that man.
But here's a serious question for real. Do you think Trump 2024 is going to improve your situation? And the reason why I have to ask that question is because, did Trump 2016 have you in a better place?
Now, it depends on who you ask. There's plenty of people right now.
This person right here?
This person right here, maybe.
Did it all fall apart in 2020?
So that is a good question.
You see what I'm saying?
I was going to say, because Trump 2024, for the people who are doing great right now, they're going, no, I'm doing great right now. Why would I want to switch that up?
I think that there's hope, and I think that there's faith in Jesus, which is ironic to say this. I think there's hope and there's faith in Jesus and Trump, in the way that this comment
Remember
reads.
that shirt that I saw at Chick-fil-A that I told you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that there's hope and there's faith in Jesus and Trump. However, Jesus and Trump existed probably before, while all this was happening. So perhaps maybe we need more hope and more faith in ourselves. If you made it this far in the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Squirrel Tribe. Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
We will see you guys again real soon.